everybody, and welcome to the 3 tricks for crushing your Aether Revolt draft. Trick number 1 is really understanding how good the Aether cards in every color are. Now, they all have the same basic ability. They enter the battlefield, they get 2 energy, and when they attack, you can spend 2 energy to put a 1/1 servo into play. We're going to start off with the best one, is the 2/1 first striking red one, Aether Chaser. Just the best card by far. You play it in almost every single red deck. Attacks, it blocks, is the whole thing. The black one and the blue one are pretty okay. The black one is Death Touch, the blue one has Flying. The blue one's especially good in the blue-red tempo deck, and the black one is just serviceable in every single black deck. Now, the green and the white ones are just not good, right? The green one is a 3/3 for 4, and the white one a 2/3 for 4. Whereas the red, the black, and the blue were all reasonable cards for their mana cost, plus they had a pretty good ability. The green and the white ones are not serviceable for their mana cost, and their ability doesn't really help those decks. The reason that this is important to know is because these cards are going to be staples of your decks. A small set like Aether Revolt means that you can pick up 2, 3, 4 of the same common in a draft, and knowing which of these are great and you want to pick up multiples of and which of these are below average is really important. So now that we've talked about some of the best commons in each color are 2-drops, we're going to talk a little bit about mana curve. In Kaladesh, we often had an issue with Pima Outriders, Hunt the Weak's malfunctions, where we would be clogged in the 4-drop slot, we would be clogged in the 2-drop slot with Prophetic Prisms and Eager Constructs, but then we would have a valley for our 3-drops, meaning that often our games would go 2-drop, 2-drop, 4-drop, and we wouldn't be able to use that extra mana that we had on turn 3 to really take advantage. In this format, it seems to me that we're really clogged on 3s and light on 2 and 4s, which is good when paired with Kaladesh, but you also have to keep in mind that even if you're clogged on 3s going into Kaladesh pack, often that Kaladesh pack is going to lift you up and really make your deck. There have been many decks that I have had personally that have seemed very clunky and out of sorts going into that Kaladesh pack. All of a sudden I get a Voltaic Brawler or a Chandra's Pyrohelix or a Hunt the Weak, and I'm right there where I want to be with a perfectly smooth curve. Alright, now we get to talk about what everyone wants to talk about, which is the colors in the set. Green is still the best color, and it's not really even that close. Giving green Prey Upon in one pack and Hunt the Weak in the next is just completely unfair. It can play the aggro, the mid-range, or the control game. It shifts through all those very, very well with cards like Scrounging Bandar. That is an aggro card early, mid-range card in the mid-game, and you can put those counters on a flyer or a trampler late to really close out the game. Now, black got some toys too, right? It got Daring Demolition primarily as a great kill spell and an alternative to Tidal Conclusions. But what it didn't get was it didn't get any aggressive 2-drops. So the black-red deck that was so prominent and so aggressive in Kaladesh is kind of a little bit gone. That being said, there is Defiant, Salvager, and Wrangle, which make the black-red sacrifice deck one to play. White and red are certainly interchangeable as number 3 and 4 in the color pick order, but what I really want to talk about in this segment is blue being the worst color. There is certainly a blue-red tempo deck involving Aether Swoopers, Aether Chasers, and some Take into Custodies, but beyond that, there's no Gear Seeker Serpents in this pack, there's no Eager Construct, there's no Prophetic Prism, there's no Consulate Skygate, there's nothing really to bind together that control deck like there was in Kaladesh. And one pack of those control cards just isn't enough for a dedicated control deck in Limited, so I'm going to have to tell you to stay away. Maybe if you're the only blue drafter at the table, but even then I've seen blue be a disaster. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the 48-hour live stream happening right now at twitch.tv/Inez27. Thank you so much. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. Let me know how you think about these videos. Next week's is going to be especially great, so get ready for that one. Of course, you're going to get my regular draft on Wednesday as well, so I'll see you then.